If you are on the boys' varsity high school hockey team, listen up. If there's a girl on the other team, she's there for a reason. And from 2013 to 2016, if you've ever played against East Greenwich High School, well then you already know what I'm talking about. Skylar Fontaine was the only player on the team with scouts in the stands. And for good reason. Skylar plays Division I for the Northeastern Huskies, where she just might be the top defender in the country. Her older sister Alex played Division I, and her younger brother Gunnar, Division I. I guess we can't all be so lucky. Well, come to think of it, I don't think luck has anything to do with it at all. So to anyone out there who's ever been told that you play like a girl, thank them. Tonight, I am with Skylar Fontaine of the Northeastern Huskies. And tonight is Hockey Night in New England.
I hear him chat to the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man so tough, but mans keep walking. Hot like fire on the pond, if you wanna touch man, please use caution.
Hockey Night in New England is brought to you by Duncan. Where there's hockey, there's Duncan.
So if I could use a couple of words to describe Skylar, I would say undeniable spirit, all right? Not just in hockey, but in life. She's just one of those people, 1 out of 100, maybe even 1 out of 1,000, that you just know within a few seconds when you're with Skylar that you're with one of those undeniable spirits.
Everything she does, she's all in. As everyone talks about Skylar, she's got a big personality.
I used to challenge her when I was a Little League coach, and she would come to the games. In between innings, I'd say, Skylar, I'll buy you Gatorade if you do cartwheels across the field. And she would do it during the game, and I was the coach. And in between innings, Skylar's doing cartwheels across the field. And nobody would ever say a word. They would just say, Skylar, right? And she'd smile and laugh, and everybody would laugh. She just has this infectious ability to make people happy, and just to enjoy her presence.
Sky and all of her personality is just fearless in everything that she does.
I would say there's definitely like a confidence to her that it shows fearlessness, and she plays that way. I think it just comes from probably growing up with 2 siblings that played and having that competitive environment growing up.
Growing up, Skylar and her 2 siblings, Alex and Gunnar, were competitive in everything they did. This meant for a pretty hectic childhood.
I think all around, all 3 of us were very competitive with one another, whether it was a board game or playing basketball even in the driveway.
There was a poster on the dining room table of all 3 kids and who got the most goals. And they would put stickers every time they got a goal. And they would always be outside with the hockey net outside, and who was going to be put in goal and they're going to shoot on, and they would always have competitions. They put the milk jugs out.
My brother and I are much closer in age, so we did a lot of things together. We would make competitions all the time in the driveway and play against each other, and I'd be in goalie and put the pads on, and then he would be in goalie and put the pads on.
It was always battling each other. We were always competing with each other. Like, we'd go out and shoot pucks against each other so you could put them in the right spot the most amount of times and stuff like that.
While Gunnar and Skylar were still young in their youth hockey careers, Alex led the way and committed to play Division I hockey, which showed her and her brother a first-hand path to success.
But I fell in love with Union. I went to campus on the coldest day ever on record at Union, and I was like, if I love it on the coldest day, then I'll love it when it's really nice out. And yeah, I got to play 4 years of Division I college hockey, and yeah, it was awesome. I loved every second of it.
But I do think it comes from the siblings and just the family. Like her mom made it all possible for them and showed them that if you want to do this, you can do it. And to have Alex to look up to, and Alex is a great person too, aside from hockey. So I think that definitely paved the way.
Because I'm a few years younger than her, I didn't realize how big of a deal it was. And now that I'm of age, or when I became of age where colleges were looking at me, I think I realized more of why it was such an exciting time for her and why my family was so excited for her. I think my mom also kind of drilled it into me and my brother that that is a big accomplishment. And so I think I was really excited for her when I was younger. I wish we got to be able to see her play more because she was 3.5 hours away, but yeah, I definitely think that I was excited for her, and I think she did great with with her future, and hopefully I can continue to watch her do even more incredible things.
And I don't think it was until she moved to the South Shore Kings
which was about, I don't know if it was about 8 years old, and she was coached by Tony Monti and Marty McGinnis, where she really started to kind of take off with all-around skills of, kind of being aggressive and using her speed in the right spots. And so I think that's when everyone kind of really noticed that, oh, she can hang with all these boys in an elite league and do okay. So that's kind of when you really kind of notice, like, oh, she's got a little something there.
Some of us are not the same. Some of us see what everyone else is doing and think, let's do it better. That's why the new razor from Harry's is not the same. It has our sharpest blades ever. And unlike some other companies, we don't raise the price when we introduce something new. The new razor from Harry's. Harry's, not the same.
What's next for North Shore Hockey Academy?
As I mentioned earlier, we kind of hit it late in the year last year just to get the U18 Academy going. Next year we're expanding to 14, 16, 18. And I've hired an awesome staff, to put it together for next year. So looking forward to working with them, and I'm excited about the future of the North Shore Hockey Academy.
Sports Etc. Everything for hockey and more.
If you're looking for the best selection of everything for hockey and more, then come to Sports Etc. in Arlington, Mass. Since 1980, the experts at Sports Etc. have been properly fitting hockey players from beginners to pros, with trusted brands at great prices. Let the pros at Sports Etc. get you skating in the right direction. Visit Sports Etc. today for all your hockey needs.
Inside the bubble with Duncan.
Whoa, wait, you can pull the goalie in here?
Nope, just went to get a Dunkin' cold brew.
Aren't you worried about an empty net?
Nah, I'm pretty cool. Plus the puck is in that spot no one can ever really get to, so.
Guys, I'm like super annoyed right now.
Where there's hockey, there's Dunkin'. So grab a cold brew for game time. Order ahead plus earn rewards. America runs on Dunkin'.
We're at Sports Etc. in Arlington, Mass, and I am with Paul Stanton. Good to see you, Paul.
Nice to see you, Joel.
So today we are going to talk goalies, and a lot of my time here with you, we talk a lot about goalies.
We do.
But there's always something new coming up.
That's for sure.
So what do we have from Bauer, the Hyperlight?
Yeah, this is the new Bauer Hyperlight set, which is launching very soon. It's vastly improved over the last Vapor pad, which was the 2X Pro.
Wow, it's light too.
Very, very lightweight pad. It has a Core Plus technology, which is, the whole idea is to try to have a lot more rebound capabilities. So the old days, puck would come in, it would hit right in front of you, bury it. Now they want to shoot the puck away from the shooter as best as possible.
It's funny because you watch some of the NHL games, and these guys make a nice kick save, and, and that's almost a pass to the player for the breakout.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So what's different about the pad here?
So what they do is they have the curved composite is inside of the pad, and that's what gives the rebounding capability to it. The nice thing about it, which is really hard until you really see the pad, is the flexibility of the pad. So they've changed the flex in the top of the pad to help with the seal on the ice, and the boot has got a lot more flexibility to it as well, so you can extend, the goalie can extend his foot and kick the puck away in the corner.
And the flex is important because of the butterfly style.
Correct.
Allows them to get up and down quicker.
Absolutely.
And I've noticed a lot more Velcro in these pads. Obviously, Hyperlight is using the Velcro as well.
Exactly. Just trying to keep the weight down on the pad as much as possible.
Unbelievably light here. And then we've got the glove and the blocker here. Tell me a little bit about the glove.
Sure. So the glove, they've improved that as well too. They use a material called Poron inside of the glove here as well. The Poron's designed to deaden the puck so you don't feel those stingers when you're taking the shot.
Yeah.
They also use curved composite on the inside for protection as well. It's got a quick snap to it, so it really closes nicely. Split T-web to give better vision and a little bit more depth to the pocket.
Yeah, that's why I was never a goalie. I don't like the sting here, so maybe there's hope.
Yes.
It is. It's unbelievable what they have done with the tech. Wow, and it's not stiff like you would imagine.
No, it's almost game ready that you can go out and use it right away.
So there's hope for me?
There is definitely hope for you.
Paul, it's like every season, the technology it gets better and better.
It is. It's amazing that they continue to set new boundaries for all the equipment. It's really unbelievable.
And not only that, customization gets easier as well.
It is. We do a ton of customs at Sports Etc. So it's not just retail that we sell, but customs. We do a ton of them.
Thanks, Paul. For more information, come down here and check out Sports Etc. here in Arlington, or check out sportsetcetera.net.
When she was playing with South Shore Kings, and I think Coach Flint was the one who had said it once, there was one of the coaches from, I think it was Top Gun, had called Coach Flint, I think Sky had to be in 7th grade, and said, I have a player on the ice. If you didn't know she had a ponytail, you wouldn't know she was a girl out there. You need to come watch this kid.
Yeah, years ago when she was pretty young, one of my friends had actually called me about her. She had played against his son, and he told me that she was the best player on the ice.
It was awesome. She was controlling the ice out there as a girl in front of a bunch of guys, so it was a joy to see it. It's very inspiring as a little brother watching your sister go out with a bunch of older guys and just play. She wasn't missing a beat. She was always right along with us, not getting beat too much or anything like that. She had the same talent as most of the guys out there, so it was really cool to see. It was sometimes funny to watch her dominate some of the guys. So.
Yeah, they were actually beyond supportive. They were great. They would feed me the puck if we needed to score. They would trust me, and the best was if I got run or hit or punched, they were the ones right next to me punching them in the face to have my back.
Anything got out of line, she was sticking up for herself. She was really strong girl, and she didn't care. She'll punch anyone in the face if she needed to. So
it's funny because growing up playing with all boys, they just viewed Sky as one of the boys, as one of the guys skating on the team.
After playing with the boys through her whole youth hockey career, Skylar could not only keep up with them, but she proved that she could be the best player on the ice. This started to draw attention from the premier hockey colleges.
It was funny because I didn't think that as a girl at a regular town high school would get much recognition playing in the boys league. But it was funny because we would play and the scouts would come and I would see them and I'm like, oh, like they're here for me. And it was just funny because the guys would be like, why are they here? And I'm like, like I would kind of put my head down, like didn't want to upshow like the boys that I was better or good or whatever.
We had toured a couple other schools, and Northeastern, she was like, oh, I don't know about Northeastern, it's a city school. And I said, let's just go take a look at it. You know, the coaches are fantastic. You know Nick Carpenito, let's just go take a look at it. And so we went and toured it. And after we came home, she goes, I love it. That's where I want to go. I said, are you sure you don't want to look at it? Nope, I want to commit to Northeastern. I love everything about it.
I stepped on campus and just immediately fell in love with the school. And I remember my mom asking if I was sure I wanted to go there. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, are you sure? Like, you have a lot of other schools you could look into. And I was just like, no, like, I just have a feeling this is where I'm meant to be.
I kept saying, take some time to think. She said, nope, I know that's the place for me. And so she said, can I call and commit to him? I said, if you know, go ahead. And she did.
When I was a freshman, I thought my first game I would be incredibly nervous, so scared, didn't know what to expect, the speed, I wasn't sure. But I remember I got out there and I wasn't nervous whatsoever. It was actually really strange for me. I thought I'd be shaking, but I wasn't. I was incredibly comfortable, and I just kind of played free out there and I had so much fun.
3 years later, her younger brother Gunnar would follow in her footsteps.
You know, Skylar and Gunnar kind of got luckier in the sense of once you kind of knew what was going on in the hockey world, you kind of could figure things out, you know, where you should be playing and, great coaches, and so we just kind of went with that. And, you know, they all three of them had the passion for the game, love for the game, and it's, done wonders for all of them. And
she was one of those talents throughout. She was getting college offers in 8th grade year, I think it was. She committed going into her freshman year to Northeastern, and I was not even focusing on college at the time because I was only going to be going into 7th grade, still very undersized, still working on my game, but watching, like, she just had it. And I never went on any college visits with her, but she just wanted to be in the city, and I never understood that. Growing up, I never thought I would be in the city, but as soon as going to her games and I just slowly seeing the aspect of Northeastern, just slowly fell in love with it, and I understood why she wanted to be there and just how fun of a school Northeastern could be.
But it's been awesome to be able to see them at the same school and see them both have really great success. And like I said, we are all super close, so the fact that they're together on the same campus just really enhances that closeness.
And they're definitely a support system for one another, and it probably was a factor in Gunnar deciding to come here, that Skylar was here.
Some of us are not the same. Some of us see what everyone else is doing and think, let's do it better. That's why the new razor from Harry's is not the same. It has our sharpest blades ever. And unlike some other companies, we don't raise the price when we introduce something new. The new razor from Harry's. Harry's, not the same.
What's next for North Shore Hockey Academy?
As I mentioned earlier, we kind of hit it late in the year last year just to get the U18 Academy going. Next year we're expanding to 14, 16, 18. And I've hired an awesome staff, to put it together for next year. So looking forward to working with them, and I'm excited about the future of the North Shore Hockey Academy.
Sports Etc. Everything for hockey and more.
If you're looking for the best selection of everything for hockey and more, then come to Sports Etc. in Arlington, Mass. Since 1980, the experts at Sports Etc. have been properly fitting hockey players from beginners to pros, with trusted brands at great prices. Let the pros at Sports Etc. get you skating in the right direction. Visit Sports Etc. today for all your hockey needs.
Inside the bubble with Duncan.
Whoa, wait, you can pull the goalie in here?
Nope, just went to get a Dunkin' cold brew.
Aren't you worried about an empty net?
Nah, I'm pretty cool. Plus the puck is in that spot no one can ever really get to, so.
Guys, I'm like super annoyed right now.
Where there's hockey, there's Dunkin'. So grab a cold brew for game time. Order ahead plus earn rewards. America runs on Dunkin'.
I'm with Brian Pothier from Pothier Blue Line Hockey. It's good to see you again, Brian.
Thanks. Good to be here.
So today, we're going to talk about some corner escape drills, right? The importance of having a defender on you and figuring out a way to get away from it. Simple way to put it, I guess, right?
Yeah, well said. And that's all we're really trying to do is we're just trying to create some space for ourselves in tight situations when defenders really just want to separate us from the puck.
All right, let's take a look.
All right, fellas, escape turns. All right, we're going to envision that we have a defender right on our back. We're going to try to sell a move as if we're going to the net, and then we're going to hammer on our left outside edge, cut back, build up some speed, create some separation, and score some goals. You guys good with that? All right, this is what it's going to look like. Slow motion here. We're coming in. We're going to lean, get this fake, boom, turn back, build up some speed, and then come back, score a goal. Fair enough?
All right, Brian, I love how we kind of showed it's really important when you have the puck, when you get a defender under. If you can move and escape out of that corner, good things are going to happen.
We're trying to create some separation from that defender. He wants to take it from us as much as we want to hang on to it.
I want to thank you, Brian Pothier from Pothier Blue Line Hockey, and thank the boys from CM, from Wellesley, from Boston Junior Eagles. We'll see you soon.
So we got Greg Hill from the WEEI, the Greg Hill Show. We're talking about AJ Quetta, and obviously for those people who have not heard about AJ's situation, and the community has really rallied around this kid. Senior at Bishop Fian, tragic accident, head first against the boards during a hockey game. I think it was in January, and it was against Pope Francis. I mean, what a tragedy. Spinal cord injuries are they're tricky. You never know how somebody's going to bounce back.
I've had the pleasure of having his dad on the show a couple times since that happened, and his dad calls him his best friend. It sounds to me like if there's anybody who can get better, it's AJ.
I've been involved in an event with the Greg Hill Foundation. Tell us a little bit about the foundation and how you guys are getting involved with AJ.
Foundation started 10 years ago, and we've been able to donate over $10 million to over 7,000 beneficiaries. That includes AJ. When I heard about this, we went on the air and asked the listeners to give, and they've given over $160,000 to that family. And now I can see you're wearing your shirt, and
yeah, man,
we're about to be able to give at least $15,000, hopefully $20,000, because of those who bought shirts.
Dude, I love the shirt too. You got the hockey
Not
logo
bad.
in here and everything.
So you can go to thegreghillfoundation.org if you just want to make a donation. 100% of what you give goes directly to AJ's family. They're currently at the Shepherd Center in Atlanta, and but we talk to them every week, and we send that money right to that family. And if you want to get a shirt, you can go to collegehype.com and get a shirt, and it'll be shipped right out to you.
Awesome. You guys are doing a great job. And I think one thing it's important to point out, you know, when these things happen, they're top of mind, but sometimes out of sight, out of mind. And we got to keep this kid and his family top of mind. You guys are doing a phenomenal job doing that. So let's keep it going.
If there's any community that will hold him close and keep him going, it's the hockey community. So thanks for having me on to talk about it.
Semifinal Frozen Four came around, and that game was just an incredible game. Like I still think back to it. First period, we weren't up, we weren't awake, and after that first period, we were like, if we want to win this, we need to play the way we know how to play and use our speed. And second, third period, we woke up and came back, tied it up, and then we went into overtime. And
I looked at my mom and my brother, and I was like, Sky's gonna score. I know she is.
Yeah, it definitely was an emotional moment for all of us. I mean, Gunnar was in the stands beside us, and he's like, this is awful being in the stands. I don't like, he said it's so much easier to play, so this is so stressful. He was going nuts beside me. Alex on the other side was screaming Skylar's name the entire time. In fact, people texted back and said, Alex, was that you screaming? We heard it on ESPN. She was screaming so loud for Skylar.
Top to bottom, heart, everything, I was in that game. And I wanted it so bad, and so did the rest of my team. It was OT, and I did not want to go into another overtime. I was so tired. It was in our O-zone, and I looked at my coach, I was like, I'm going.
McMahon from the corner will work it free.
She one time said to me, I know where the other team's going to pass the puck before they do.
And Minnesota
made a move around the girl that was trying to get it from me and stepped up on me. And
gets it to the line, but not out, held in. Here's Fontaine moving in. Fontaine, a shot.
And I just shot it and saw it go in, and then I just lost control of my entire body, of my everything. And I ran into my teammates, and we cheered and celebrated, and it was just an amazing feeling. And
when she scored, I lost my mind. I cried. I was just so excited for her, and that was just an awesome experience. And then the national championship that's everybody's dream. So regardless of what the outcome was, which it was really heartbreaking, but it was great to be there and watch her and cheer and be supportive of her.
But I think the highlight was watching Skylar in the Minnesota game. You could tell she was locked in that game. I think she had something like 16 shots on net that game. And I mean, having Alex there, having Gunnar there, all of us being there together to watch that probably was the biggest highlight.
I mean, I know she has a bright future in the hockey world, and hopefully she can earn that spot on the Olympic team, because I know she's worked her whole life for it, and I know how much she cares for that tournament. I know every time she gets that call or that email that says she's going to put that jersey on, it's really inspiring for her. So hopefully she can really set that into the standard and get that going. But obviously, I know she's going to be successful in the outside world. She's just so driven, and her compete level is so high that I know she's going to make it.
Obviously, my hopes is the same as hers, that she can find herself on Team USA someday. She's been invited to many camps and has played on the U22 team, and so my hopes is that she continues that dream. Also continues her dream of winning a national title at Northeastern. I know she wants that so bad, and she's got another year at Northeastern, so hopefully they'll be able to bring that home. And then whatever she can grow from the sport from there. whether it be to continue in hockey, whether it to be playing the European leagues for a year, see the world, whether it's the connections she makes. I want her to be as passionate and have a love of whatever the next step can bring for her. And I'm sure it will have something to do with hockey or a connection she made through hockey. But I just obviously want her to be happy and be passionate about life and see the world, through the eyes of a girl that is, has a big personality.
Well, that's an interesting thing. I think about that a lot for Sky. Is Sky going to be on the Olympics? I sure hope so. Is Sky going to play professional women's hockey? Who knows? Is Sky going to decide to be a coach? I don't know if anybody else got into this, but Sky loves kids. Sky loves animals, right? What is Sky going to choose to do? I'll tell you this, when she chooses it, she'll go in full bore, full speed ahead, and she'll be an irresistible force, right? But I know her heart is hockey, right? And so I wouldn't be surprised if she has a future in hockey in some shape or form.
My hopes for Sky in the future are that she achieves every goal and dream that she's set for herself. And I know she's fully capable of doing it, and her whole family supports her and wants that for her too. And if she just keeps being confident and fearless, there's no doubt in my mind that she'll achieve everything.
I definitely think hockey's in my future. It's always gonna be in my life. I don't know what it's gonna look like as of right now. I'm keeping an open mind to all options. But as of right now, my plan is to go back to Northeastern and play one more year and then see where that takes me. And whether that's the PW, the NW, or overseas, we'll see. And then I always have had dreams of traveling the world, so I definitely would love to be able to go and see the world when it's a little bit more safer without a pandemic, and just be able to experience life in the world in different cultures. And then eventually, hopefully, law school and becoming a lawyer. And I want to give back and help as much as I can, so either family law or juvenile law is where I want to see my profession go, and hopefully those things happen for me, but if they don't, I'm open to whatever opportunities come knocking on my door, because I like to describe myself as a very free spirit. So.